What up, everyone? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. Today's episode is, as always, brought to you by Off the Record. You know what Off the Record's about. Saving your backside from unnecessary disciplinary action and points against your license. If you get pulled over for doing a little fun in your car, don't plead guilty. Get Off the Record. Go to offtherecord.com/TST for 10% off all legal services through Off the Record. They are nationwide. They'll connect you with a qualified attorney in the jurisdiction where you got pulled over. They'll fight that ticket. They'll get those points off your record. That's offtherecord.com/TST. One more time, offtherecord.com/TST. All right, folks, on this episode of the podcast, I tell you about my trip across the Pacific Northwest in the BMW M5 Touring. Also, I got my brand new Vespa 310 I'm so excited about, and an update to California's tire efficiency regulations. It's the Smoking Tire Podcast. Let's go. Guys, the Smoking Tire is giving away a 992.1 Turbo S in partnership with Dream Giveaways. We're giving away a $275,000 car with some slick choice mods. The proceeds benefit charity, and you don't have to buy any merch. It's a straightforward entry process. So hit the link in the show notes and get entered to win today. I wish I could say I looked good on it. You don't look good.
Nobody looks good on a Vespa.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Unless you're Italian.
They look better without it. I mean, you want to go for the ride for fun, and you're like, oh, whisk me away. Mm-hmm. But with the helmet and everything.
That's true. Yeah. I don't look good. But I accept that. I'm having fun. And I have a better life than you because I'm on it.
Right.
So there's that.
There's that.
Yeah. Do we exist?
Yeah.
Welcome to the program, everybody. It's a motherfucking good day. I think everybody can relate because today's the day my new thing arrived.
My
new
UFC
vehicle.
250.
Yeah, also.
Your DVD cut.
Also, it's a fucking celebration of horrible things that people who are considered funny said on camera with a straight face. But that notwithstanding, I got my new Vespa today. It has arrived. It was delivered. Shout out, thank you to Vespa for delivering it. So excited. The 2026 310 GTS Super Sport in blue Electrico.
I have a different picture of you.
Yeah, that's how I feel
exactly.
when I
you were
ride
like,
it.
everyone looks cool, and I went looking.
I should put that up as a meme, like how I feel and how I look, and it's just actually me.
Look, where'd his other pant leg go? Someone on the back.
Is he wearing?
Oh, this is AI.
Oh, and he's wearing a boot and a flip flop.
This has to be AI.
Oh,
it has to. Yeah. Yeah. Because look,
for sure.
Or it's the mullet of clothing. All right, we'll go back to your photo.
Or this person is extremely high fashion, like so high fashion
beyond what we could conceive.
But I'm wearing my most California footwear in this photo.
Yeah, Van slips.
They're not Vans. They're Olukai. They're the most. They're the most California. They're Olukai slip-ons. Yeah, but blue Electrico, which if you only speak Porsche, is more or less Mexico blue. It's pretty close to Mexico blue, but in black trim, no chrome. All the piping is black. Black leather seat, red stitching, with a little black or orange stitching. And a little black orange racing stripe on the front fender. I'm fucking stoked.
It looks great in person. I just saw it. Truly, the blue is even richer than in this photo. It's really nice. Mm. Yeah, it's a very Smurf blue. It's kind of like that.
It is kind of Smurf blue. Yeah.
Everybody loves that.
Yeah.
Friendly blue.
Yeah, I'm super, super fucking stoked. I'm going to ride this thing for a really long time. There's 3 miles on it. And I was like, is there a break-in? He's like, most motorcycles do have a break-in. Vespas don't. Just rip it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah. There's the first service is 625 miles. And then after that, it's every 3,000. So super fucking stoked. Once again, full disclosure, Vespa did totally unsolicited and for absolutely nothing in return offer me a discount on this motorcycle of what turned out to be around 25% from new. which is significant.
Yeah.
It's significant. But like,
enter code tire. Just kidding.
No, nothing. Like, they just said, after I rode this one, I was like, God damn, this thing's sick. And they're like, if you want one, we'll hook you up. And I was like, yeah, I do.
Of course.
Yeah. But I'm not here to review Vespas. I'm here to fucking buy and ride Vespas. Sorry to say.
I mean, they're getting their 25% right now, but that's okay.
I said before, this was the green one. It was the finest consumer product I ever bought.
And you bought it used.
And I bought it used.
That's right.
And I sold it. Sorry for this person to find this out, but for $500 more than I paid for it.
That's amazing.
4 years and 4,800 miles later.
Incredible.
Yeah. So I mean, you can't possibly do better.
Yeah, it's the 911 of two-wheeled vehicles.
It's unlikely that will happen with this one because I'm probably going to have it for longer, and also like buying new versus buying it. You know?
Right.
These things, like anything else, they depreciate 30% the second they go off the lot. But this color, super fucks. Mm-hmm. And it's new for this year. So, yay. We'll be riding much this summer.
Very nice.
Yeah, good times. So many things happened. I spent last week driving around driving around the entire Pacific Northwest, from Portland to the Washington coast, up to Mount Rainier, which is absolutely incredible. Can't encourage that one highly enough. And then lap around Mount Rainier through the town of Leavenworth, which is the fake German town that's actually quite fun and charming, and then ending in Seattle. Drove the M5 Touring in a hell of a color.
It's a very weird color. And this picture. There's this other picture you put up.
That's a night picture.
So the day picture, it looks like a sort of Adobe tangerine ice cream pastel.
That's like really kind. Like in the bright sunlight, Adobe isn't far off.
Okay.
In anything but bright sunlight, it's full on baby shit. It's
really,
like a deep, rich baby shit of a tradition of shitting babies like no one has ever seen before. The name I came up with was Kinderscheiße, which is just baby shit in German.
Yeah.
And
the night picture you have that I just put up, it just goes to a real medium light brown.
Yeah, it's tough. Mm-hmm. It's not great.
Yeah,
and with a white interior, no less. It's an inside-out diaper.
Yeah.
You know what? I did 800 miles and a track day in the M5 Touring. First off, Portland International Raceway, lovely place. Really cool track. As far as tracks with no elevation go, fun. It's hard to have a fun track without a lot of elevation, but it's a club track, and they run IndyCar at this motherfucker, and I cannot believe it.
Whoa.
I mean, it's a tiny, I don't want to say tiny, because a lap time is probably a minute and, I wasn't timing laps, but I'm guessing it's probably a minute and 30 to a minute and 40. But I can't believe they run IndyCar, because like it has, they said they have to bring in generators because it has like no power. Like, I was looking for somewhere to charge the M5, the plug-in hybrid, to get maximum juice for no real reason. But I drove around for 20 minutes. No, there's no charges. And I was like, where do they park all the fucking RVs and shit? And he's like, oh, dude, they have to bring in like so many generators to run an IndyCar race.
That's crazy.
But very fun configuration. So you've got this very enormously long front straight, but you see the chicane that looks like it's in the front straight. There's a thing that looks like a nose job.
This?
No, that's the pit. Go further, where there's an addition here with a tarmac chain.
It's got a gross.
So that is a chicane in the front straight. So it's actually, I like this because you can go pretty fast. Like, I hit the brakes in the M5 at 160 at the 6-board to brake. You know, that's a 35-mile-an-hour corner.
Yeah, this is a 90-degree right-hander bus stop.
Titans. That's a bus stop throwaway, right? The exit is much more important than the entry here. So I'm standing on it at the 6-board, and it's wagon. You know what I mean? It's WAGGIN under braking. It's also WAGON, quite literally. But
it's the wagon.
It's the wagon. Mm-hmm. So to make that corner, and you're just standing it on the nose and kind of dancing it in. But what's nice is that's a turn made of cones. And so if you don't make it, if you're going to blow it, it's just there's a cone and there's a gap, and so you just go straight.
Yeah, it's a skid pad infield. It's not like it's not grass, rocks, wall, whatever.
NCM in Tennessee or Kentucky, National Corvette Museum, they do a thing like this at the end of the front straight as well. It's like a really safe, smart thing to do for tracks where you are learning.
I think Spring Mountain has that also. And I think it's filled in. It's just tarmac. Yeah, because otherwise, like, if someone went across this by accident and it was grass, all of a sudden they're accelerating, and then
now
hit the wall.
And then it's a mess. So here, if you blow the corner, you just keep the wheel straight. So anyway, zoom back out. So that was fun. This big, super. You throw away the first apex. There's 3 apexes here. You throw away the first. You sort of brush the second. And then the third is way fucking around the other side, right? And then this left-hander is a little bit uphill over crest, very nice for drifting. This right-hander tightens. Look, punch in on that. Is
very narrow.
But on the entry, it's so wide.
Yeah.
And so you can fucking start a slide like mega early, and you have plenty of room to like tidy it up by then. And then this back straight in a car with no downforce is kind of hairy. So you're flat through this left bend, hugging the inside left. You then zoom out a bit, Zach. This sort of curve is just enough off camber to make you do you know what I mean? As it sort of drifts to the outside. And then you kind of gather it up for a fun little chicane at the end of that straight there, which you can take that first left-hander pretty fast before jamming on the brakes for the right-hander. And then you kind of dive the car into the pit road exit to make that last corner a little more open, or pit road entrance there, to open up and cut a little grass to open that up, and you got a lot of room to send it wide onto the front straight there. But a really fun little track.
This is the fact they do IndyCar racing.
Yeah, that's bad.
They must be going so fast around this huge backside. Like it's not even a turn if you have that much downforce. And then coming into this at probably, I don't know, 170 miles per hour, jam on the brakes. That's bananas.
Yeah, I agree. In an Indy car, that is not considered a turn. In an M5 wagon, that is a turn.
Yeah. Especially if it's off camber the whole way.
Yeah. Not a particularly hard track, but has some nuance and really a lot of fun. And I like Portland. I think Portland's cool.
I do too, yeah.
It's got just enough grime, but a lot of beauty. And so that was nice. We drove to the Pacific Ocean, over the Columbia River Valley, to the Pacific Ocean, to Ilwaco and Long Beach, and then drove up north, drove up the coast, and looped it back around to Mount Rainier. The photo I have on Instagram, dude, Mount Rainier is mad distracting. When you're coming around a corner,
wow,
you're coming around a corner, and it opens up. Mount Rainier may be the glowiest mountain I have ever seen while driving. It is in the sunshine. It is radiant, like so fucking glowy.
Do you know which direction you're facing here? Like, are you headed north? So it's facing the sun to the south.
I'm facing. Well, the road is fucking doing this, first off. The road going up to the mountain is the zigzaggiest thing. So I couldn't tell you when I shot this frame where I was. My guess is I'm slightly southwest of the mountain facing northeast, and this would be about 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So this is like pretty ideal, this light. I mean,
it's stunning. It's very pronounced. Like you have one layer of trees in front of you, and then all of a sudden it's just like the snowiest, most Disney picturesque, movie mountain ever. And
the little hike I took up there was spectacular. Stayed at the Paradise Inn, which is one of those old school like national park, hotels, but with one of the greatest front porches I've ever seen in my entire life. Just the front porch of the hotel is just a bunch of deck chairs directly in the fucking foot of this giant mountain. Wow. It's crushed. And then we drove down, and the drive we did. Pull up, just Google Paradise Inn on Google Maps. I'm going to share this road. This road absolutely fucks. Paradise Inn and Mount. There's probably a few, but the one, just add Mount Rainier. because there's got to be a lot of Paradise Inns around the place. Yeah, that's one. Paradise Valley Road, that's it. So from there, do a route from there to, or just zoom out actually. This road on the right, Stevens Canyon Road. So this road is a 10.7 out of 10 banger.
Wow.
This road goes down from about 9,000 feet all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. And then you bang a right to go south on the 123. And then you go south from there, and then you go east on the 12. And that road from Mount Rainier to just before you get to Yakima, if you do directions from there to Yakima to there, basically on the right, that shit is a 12 out of 10 driving road. That might be the top 3 or 4 roads I've ever driven.
Wow.
Epic. Absolutely epic. And it doesn't look very far on the map. It's hard to see scale when you're looking at a map of Washington. The scale, it's weird. You can't really that road doesn't look like it should be almost a 2-hour drive. You know what I mean? But to get from Rainier just to the bottom of Stevens Canyon is like 35 minutes. It's much longer than it looks.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it takes you past the national park sign and all this other, there's overlooks. Yeah, perfect.
Dude, it takes you down a deep valley with incredibly layered overlooks around every corner. I mean, just pick a hairpin in Google Street View and, it's just a super, super banger. And look, as you can see, folks, taking a break because Butcher Box is coming in hot, actually cold, ice cold, frozen meat and lots of it. Grilling season's here, and the difference between a good cookout and a great one comes down to the quality of your meat. I need the good meats. You could have the best grill setup in the world, but if what you're cooking isn't great, it shows. That's why Butcher Box is here. They deliver premium, responsibly sourced meat right to your door, so you're starting with the good stuff every time. Butcher Box has over 100 premium protein options, sending them straight to your door, from grass-fed beef to wild-caught seafood, all raised and sourced the right way, with no antibiotics, added hormones, or fillers. Just clean, reliable protein you can feel good serving, particularly during that grilling season where quality really matters. Better meat means better flavor, fewer mistakes on the grill, and meals that live up to the moment. Whether it's a quick weeknight dinner or a full weekend cookout, it's super flexible, so you can customize your box based on what you're cooking, and it all ships for free with recipes, grilling tips, and exclusive deals. So whether you're a beginner or a grill master, you've got everything you need to make it a great season. This June, I put a bunch of super lean proteins in the box. Last year, maybe I wasn't so particular. I was doing more ribeyes and such, but now all about the chicken, all about the salmon, all about the sea bass, and all about the filet mignon. And having those meats on hand means I am searching through the grocery store protein a lot less. I know I'm going to have the good stuff. Take it out, thaw it in the morning, makes that weeknight dinner a lot easier. So, as an exclusive offer, new listeners can get their choice between ribeye or top sirloin or beef and bacon for a year, plus $20 off when you go to butcherbox.com/tire. That's right. Your choice of ribeye or top sirloins for a year, or ground beef and bacon for a year in your first box, and free shipping always. That's butcherbox.com/tire. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you. That's butcherbox.com/tire. Oh, we're also supported today by Delete Me. You know what's up with Delete Me. They remove your personal information that's being sold online, right? In the age of AI, we're especially vulnerable to scammers using your personal data that's floating around on the internet against you. AI systems are just designed to scrape the internet and steal things by nature. That's what they're supposed to do. So if they steal your stuff, they're working as designed. That's why you need Delete Me. I mean, have you ever Googled yourself and found your home address, your phone number, the names or addresses, numbers of family members? That's unsettling, but Delete Me can help. Delete Me was named the top pick for data removal services by Wirecutter, and it's never been more affordable because our listeners can get 20% off at www.joindeleteme.com/tire with code TIRE. The individual plans are a little over $8 a month, and the discounts get even better with a 2-year plan or if you enroll with a partner or family. Delete Me does all the hard work to wipe your personal information from data broker websites. I used it, and it was so straightforward to set up. I made the account. I gave them my information. Took 5-10 minutes. Gave them in the survey they make you fill out the information of whatever, my family, my business, my sister, my mother, my father, etc., things I want them to search for. And then Delete Me goes to work. You don't hear from them for a couple of days, and then they come back with a very scary-looking report of all the places they found your information. But it's all good because they are already deleting it. There's some things you got to give a couple of clicks, maybe a signature here and there, but they keep going. And it's not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing basis. They keep it going. The next month, there's less. The next month, there's less. Right? So take control of your data, keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to www.joindeleteme.com/tire and use promo code TIRE at checkout. That's the only way to get 20% off is to go to www.joindeleteme.com/tire, enter code TIRE. One more time. www.joindeleteme.com/tire, code TIRE. As you can see, this is brand new tarmac.
Wow.
Look, I don't know when they shot. Oh, this is from 2013, this street view. But the tarmac is still very good. Awesome. That's a mega banger of a road. So do recommend. It's seasonal. It opened like 10 days before.
Right. You couldn't even scout it, I remember. Wow, perfect. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just.
But this whole drive, this Pacific Northwest thing, people are sleeping on that shit. It's fabulous, so fabulous. So, I've met a lot of nice people. Went to a place called it was called the Mark. This is crazy, dude. The Mark
Newson.
No, yeah, Mark Ryan
spot?
Winery. This motherfucker has Pearl Jam themed wine. They got me.
Of course they did.
They got.
Yeah. Did they change the labels as you drove in? They're like, oh, it's it.
They got me for like $600. They could smell me coming, but the wine was delicious. So I got 6 bottles of Dissident. I got 3 bottles of Crazy Mary and 3 bottles of Wild Eyed. And Wild Eyed Crazy Mary is the line from the song. So
okay.
But
did you try them all before you purchased?
Yes, I did, and they were all delicious.
Where? Okay.
So, are these the wines?
These are their family of wines.
Where's the Pearl Jam found? I don't know where the Pearl Jam themed wines are.
I think they changed the label when you walked in. And
they did.
They took them down when you left.
Oh no! Look, go down. Look, Wild Eyed is right there, and the Dissident top left. That photo, yeah. Yeah, there we go. The Dissident. That was a fabulous wine.
Nice.
And they're I don't know the fucking term because I'm a heathen. The lovely young ladies who were pouring the wine.
Sommeliers?
I don't think they were sommeliers necessarily, but like they worked there and knew a lot about the wine.
Oh, okay.
I don't
know.
I think sommelier is an accreditation that I don't know if these people had, but they were very nice and they knew about the wine, but they did not know if the Vincent motorcycle was a Black Knight, Black Shadow, or Black Lightning. And the reason is because I didn't fucking know either.
Well, they had one sitting in the, foyer.
It turns out it was a Black Shadow, which is the shit. Cool. Yeah, there was also a cool Norton. Whoever this fucking Mark Ryan guy is, we would vibe. All this shit that he likes, I like. And not only do they have Pearl Jam themed wine, he had a bunch of really dope tour posters from not just Pearl Jam, but a variety of bands. That are like bands that we like, and he had 3 Pearl Jam tour, or probably 5 or 6 Pearl Jam tour posters up. 3 of them were shows I'd been to, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Where is this Mark Ryan? Did you tell it? Did you leave
I don't
your
know
number?
where he is, but this tasting room is in what's it called, Woodinville, which is outside of Seattle. So every city now, which is really funny, is like manufacturing a wine country. like making their own Santa Barbara, basically. Austin has Fredericksburg, which is a fully manufactured wine town, but like bridal showers fucking galore, right? And so this one is Seattle's. So it started with this one big venue called Chateau Saint Michel that's doing, you know that place?
Yeah.
They do concerts and it is a winery and a bunch of other shit. So then that's like the Dollywood, and now the Pigeon Forge
grows
the
around
satellite.
it. Okay.
Yeah. So now there's like there's no grapes from there, or from this immediate area anyway, but there's like a bunch of tasting rooms and like, wineries.
Vineyards, right? Where they blend it there. Sure.
Yeah. So it's not like, and when I say it's manufactured, I don't mean it's bad. The hotel we stayed at was great. The restaurant was fabulous. We drank delicious wine, like no complaints, but it's like, clearly, like, they just put this here. It's not like this has a rich tradition of wine for the last two. It's like,
because those places sprung up, the estates in France are like, they grow the wine there. They needed a place to store it. And then all of a sudden it becomes like a tourist destination. Same with Napa. So they have that with none of the grapes.
It's very clean. It's very nice. There's a lot of tasting rooms. You go have a nice weekend and like pretend you're in, authentic wine country. It is rather beautiful, And then we went to Dirtfish, which is, of course, awesome. Dirtfish is, as usual, the shit. But that's the hike I took. I mean, look at this. It wasn't like really a hike. It was a walk. It was a very nice walk. But like, fucking hell. There it is. Go back. There's the Vincent Black Shadow and the Pearl Jam wine and the concert posters. Love it.
Those are big bottles of wine.
Yeah, them's the Magnums.
Whoa, okay.
Them's the biggies. And we went to, of course, fuck me. We went to see, do you know Steve Rimmer?
I met him once. Very nice guy.
What a nice guy. Steve Rimmer is the owner of Dirtfish Rally School. That's probably how anyone who cares would know him. He also works in airplane financing. And so he came to dinner with us. Like his job is airplane financing. Like his hobby is Dirtfish Rally School and this crazy collection of rally cars like nothing I've ever seen. And I had to interview him. I had to part of the gig, the event. It was me leading a fireside chat for the audience, And so just like if we're doing the podcast, you don't want to talk about what you're going to talk about. You'll fucking ruin it. So I was like, airplane finance. So I started asking him about the airplane business. He told me some crazy shit. I was like, can we abandon the cars and just talk about this? This is the most interesting thing I've ever heard. He's talking about certain things I don't think were meant for broadcast. It's not like this, but he was like, what do you do when you've got money out on like 30 planes and they're in like, Lebanon and, not Lebanon, they're in Doha and they're like all over the Middle East when like the war starts and they're being like, get out of here. It's like trying to like.
What do you mean you have money on 30 planes? Like
he's in the airplane financing business.
Oh, so like people are.
His company owns
people the money to buy a plane.
Loans people the money.
But yeah, how do you repossess it?
Yeah, loans airlines the money to buy planes.
Okay,
not PJs.
Okay.
No, not PJs.
Okay.
No, we had a very interesting conversation about what happened at the very end of Spirit Airlines and like super interesting man. I mean, really, I'd love to do a whole podcast with him about airplane financing because like that's a fucking topic nobody thinks about, but like holy shit, the stories.
Wow.
But anyway, he took us to his collection, which is like every Group B rally car or like sick Group A rally car next to the road-going version of it. I mean, just like all the way around the horn, missing a 959. It's the only one. He did not have
missing
a 959.
The most expensive one, I guess.
Although he did say some cars were in other places, and he did have some dope Porsches.
Well, I mean, a regular 959 is very expensive and hard to come by. Can you even find, do people even sell 959 rally cars? How many are there? I feel like that's twice as rare and twice as much money.
Now, I'm going to get fucking hammered by somebody that knows the history of Group B better than me. I don't know if a 959 ever actually raced in Group B rally. I think the 959 raced in Dakar or something 959 race car-ish was a Dakar vehicle and not an actual. I think they were going for Group B and the series got canceled before they could enter it.
According to AI, correct.
And never entered. I think same with Ferrari.
So they made a total of 337 vehicles, period. And that includes 292 street legal cars. So that means there's like 40 race cars, and who knows how few Dakar vehicles. So I understand why Steve doesn't have a pair.
Street legal, but some of those might be prototype, you know. Yeah, I think the only 959 race cars, I believe, were used in Dakar.
Yeah.
Guys, one more break because support is coming in from VIN bidders. But let's face it, buying a car is fun, but then selling a car stinks, whether it's Facebook Marketplace, BAT, the forums, Craigslist, whatever you do, you're giving up some combination of money, time, and privacy. Selling to a dealer is by far the easiest option. It's immediate, it's clean, and it's easy. They handle all the paperwork and logistics while you cash the check. But the real challenge is finding a dealer who offers all the convenience, but also the right price. VIN Bidders is here to help you find that one dealer who really wants your car and is willing to pay for it. They've curated a network of high-end independent and franchise dealers around the country who regularly buy enthusiast cars remotely. VIN Bidders offers stronger results than other channels, but with a fraction of the effort. Their dealer network buys everything from GT350s to Carrera GTs. And here's how they do it. You just submit your car in 5 minutes. You submit the VIN, miles, condition, 8 recent photos, and your desired reserve. When the listing is approved, they send a service to your home or office to photograph the car and prepare an independent condition report. You don't drive it anywhere or answer any unnecessary questions. Your auction is live for 24 hours because that's all the dealers need to make a strong binding offer. There's no publicly listed VIN, no comments, and no drama. Your info is only shared with the winning dealer. Now, you can go from submitting your car to a confirmed sale in under 1 week with VIN Bidders, and you only pay $149 if the car sells. Now, Smoking Tire fans get $100 off the listing price for promo code TIRE and by visiting vinbidders.com/tire. Again, $100 off your listing price with promo code TIRE when you go to vinbidders.com/tire. Okay. Just run this because I'm going to read the copy that was provided to me. This is the ad. Guys, what do women want and need? I don't know, but when the vibe is right, a good consensual dick appointment never hurt. Be her rock with Blue Chew. That's the provided opening. A good consensual dick appointment. That is the wildest copy I've ever been handed. That's so crazy. They're sponsoring the podcast and sponsoring your bedroom performance. And with their new arousal boosting formula, you're getting turned on mentally and hard physically, bricked in the brain and bricked in the body. They provided me that. Blue Chew is better sex in a tablet. They combine 4 ingredients into one powerful solution. 2 ingredients get you hard physically, and 2 support arousal and desire in the brain. It works fast and it lasts. Guys, have a complete experience in the bedroom with Blue Chew Gold. There's a reason Blue Chew is the #1 brand for better sex. Experience it yourself at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Right now, when you get 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, you get the 3rd free with promo code TIRE. Promo code TIRE at Blue Chew. You'll also receive an additional 10% off and free overnight shipping on your first order. Go to BlueChew.com and use code TIRE. And for more details and important safety information, we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the pod and the bedroom. Fucking hell, that's crazy. Back to the show. I don't know enough about the history of rally. Someone's going to beat me up over that, but that's what I think.
That's okay.
Anyway, just flip to the next couple photos of there because fucking he's got the Lancia Delta S4. He's got a pair of 037s. He's got the MG Metro R4, a couple of fucking Audi S1s and S2s.
Yeah.
I mean, just the absolute titties of rally cars. And then he's got a few, he got a couple cool AMGs, a couple cool Ferraris, a couple cool Porsches, just stuff you'd like to have and drive.
I mean, this is someone you want to own a rally school because they are clearly into it. They get it, they're into it. They're not just into it for the business because this is their car collection. That's cool.
And I mean, how fun would it be to have a rally car collection and have a rally school?
Yeah.
So like, oh, I have a stage where I am not going to hit anything, and I can just send it
instead of just having it in your garage. In whatever metropolitan city is expensive, and that's where you make your money. Yeah, you can just take this shit out and see what it's like. Now, some of these, I'm sure the running cost and the startup cost is difficult, but if it's working, go for it.
Steve likes to. He said he also has like a dozen cars at a place in England, because he runs them at Goodwood and stuff, but it's a pain in the ass to ship them back and forth every time, so he just leaves them in England. Which, all right, roll. I was like, don't you lease airplanes?
Just say you're transporting.
Isn't there an extra airplane somewhere sometime? That Impreza on the left there, that rally car, that's ex-Lee Keen.
It is that one.
That was Lee's car. Yeah.
We had it, yeah. That thing is so good.
Shit, you know what he also had? I hope it's not a secret. I don't think it's a secret. He bought Glickenhaus's Alfa Romeo 8C train station car. The USA 001 car that was at the train station. It had like 40-something thousand miles on it. They just got it, and they had it like half torn apart for like a full refresh.
Cool. He should do a manual swap.
I told him that, but he said the ones they look into, the shifter like mechanism, is like a box that just sort of sits there. Like nobody had like nicely integrated it into the console.
Until now, Steve.
Right.
Be Neil Armstrong. Get out there.
Somebody has done an 8C. There is an 8C with a manual swap, but it's got this sort of weird box thing.
Oh, so like talks to the transmission through the box.
No, it's a real shifter, and it's cables, but like the center console was not meant to ever have a shifter and doesn't really have room for it. So they built a bracket that like holds the shifter, but it looks sort of like race car-y. It doesn't look like an elegant, like it would have come from the factory, the same way it looks if you're just swapping a car that had a manual variant to swap to.
I just want people to figure this out so that in 30 years, I can buy an 8C that's got 200,000 miles on it. I'll buy it from Hoovie, and then I'll manual swap it.
I won't share it, but they did tell me the number that they paid for a 40,000 mile 8C, and I have to say,
coming down.
It was you could spend $17,400 in worse ways than this. No.
Oh fuck.
No, I'm kidding. It's probably what the what the shock rebuild costs.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but
the engine's worth it.
No, but straight up, the number they gave me was reasonable. I was like, oh, that's a good buy. It actually is. Listen, it's got that Alpha 8C. Has the goods.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and it fucking sounds great.
Yep.
Nothing else matters.
Yep. Put some KW, put some whatever good coilovers on it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was telling. I was like, you guys are fucking rally guys. I was like, get Olin's in here to valve a set of shocks, have a fucking custom set made, get whoever your brake guy is to get you a real set of brakes for this fucking thing, and you are in business.
If you want a safari'd out 8C.
No, not Safari. The 8C rode and handled like straight garbage.
Oh, you just want him to do a good street car.
I want him to make it. I was like, you guys can fix this. I was like, these things actually suck ass to drive, but you can fix it because you're rally people and you know what a good set of shocks is. Like, it's not. This car's already half torn apart. Like, you can put this thing back together so much better with like 3 parts. And they're like, So anyway, I hope they do, and then let me come drive it.
This is a good collection of cars. I need to go
really
up there,
cool.
man.
Huh?
I just want to go do their school because they have rear-wheel drive cars. I still love Rally Ready. That's my one true love. But
rear drive school is good time.
Yeah,
that's a good time. That's what our folks were doing on this event.
Sick. Did you do a stage or like a just open? Open.
It was the intro.
Yeah,
so I mean, actually, it's not. It wasn't open. Like, it wasn't just a big, rally. It wasn't cones on a giant skid pad. There is a stage, but there aren't trees.
Right.
There's like grass. It's like, you know what I mean? It's a defined stage that they were using that has like apex cones and stuff.
Yeah.
But there really weren't any trees to hit. It was pretty safe.
That's what Rally Ready. I mean, you've been there, but like their beginner day, the 2-day school, the stage is legit and has little yumps and berms. But if you miss a turn, as one gentleman did, not me, you can jump off of the exit of a corner and land in grass and then continue.
Probably be okay. Yeah. They have, as they were saying, at Dirtfish, and it's probably very similar to Rally Ready. On day 2, you do go on the actual stage course once you get past. But for our guys, this was sort of an intro like 3-hour tour program. They got a lot of seat time. I mean, it was 20 minutes in the classroom and then 1-to-1 for 2.5 hours. It was a good program.
Rad.
Yeah, they got a lot done. I love fucking rally school. That was fun. So if anyone wants to come drive with me, October. Well, first off, there's the Germany thing. Experiences.roadandtrack.com. The Germany thing. It's Ring to Spa. It's 2 track days, Nürburgring and Spa, with rented race car. You can choose. There's levels of cars you can do. Anything from like a fucking Golf to a GT3 RS or a McLaren, depending on how hard you want to go. Also, road drive through Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands. I am not going. My boss Dan Pund has pulled rank. Only one American gets to go, and it's not me. So such is life. But it'll be fun. And then October 27th, is that right, Zach? Scroll down. 27th, I believe. Oh no, is it not? Oh, international. There it is. October 27th to 30th is the Hudson Quattrocento, which is New York and Connecticut. We got Lime Rock, which is a really fun and cool track. We got beautiful roads. We're going to Wayne Carini's house. The hotels are super, super fun. And my dad might come, actually. So that's in October if you want to come drive with me.
If you do that trip, go for a ride along with Matt at Lime Rock and time it with your iPhone. Then think about the fact that Tommy Kendall and like 2 other people did it in like 45 seconds. And he held the record for like 15 years.
Yeah.
And I think he still has like the top 6 time.
Me in a street car is probably 20 seconds slower than that.
Yeah. And it's not going to feel slow.
No.
So just perspective.
Truth is told there. The M5, I wish I could say I came to some new conclusions about the M5. They're kind of the same. It's actually really good on the track for its size and heft. I did multiple hot lap ride-alongs there were 4 up, and we were going, and the brakes held up, and the tires held up, mostly.
How did that feel compared to when you did 4 up in the CT 5V
the Blackwing's
Blackwing?
better. The Blackwing's better.
And I know it's a lighter car because this has a hybrid system, but
it's a lot
was
lighter.
It noticeable in the front and the back and all that stuff?
I mean, this car is so heavy that you notice passengers less. Actually, it affects the car less.
That's what the rich people want, to be affected less.
Right. It's called affluenza, Zach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I didn't know that would be illegal for me.
Yeah. It's just a fine. Who can I pay? No, the M5, it's actually quite fun and agile, and it turns in. I mean, it turns in great. It brakes great. It has a good balance at the mid-corner. It has these hand-cooked tires on it. And so if you drive it in all-wheel drive sport, you can get all 4 tires really hot really fast. But it will handle pretty well. I mean, it'll move. It'll still get some understeer and oversteer with the traction control in MDM and all that. It'll move a bit, but you won't have too much sideways fun. But you'll get all 4 tires like pretty toasty. If you put it in rear drive mode, and I talked about this when I drove it the first time, rear drive mode in this car is so silly. I mean, it's cool that you can do it. It's an absolute must that you can do it. But my kingdom for the M3 CS to turn into a corner like this. For 5 laps until the front tires overheat. The front tires give you about 4 or 5 laps before they don't do anything. Now, and you could start dropping pressures track nerds out there might find ways to argue with me about this, as might engineers. But the fact is, if you just show up and start driving, you get about 5 laps before the fronts go. Now, when you put it in rear drive, when you go into a corner, okay, first off, manual downshifting and engine braking can upset the chassis when in rear drive.
Sure.
So you can use that to upset the chassis intentionally. Also, it's incredibly pointy and will happily rotate the rear under braking. I wish the M3 CS would do this, and it doesn't, but this car does.
The M2 CS we drove?
I'm sorry, did I say 3? The M2 CS.
Okay.
I apologize. The M2 CS. This, you brake, you turn in, the back steps out. You have to apply 0 throttle. Now, once the back has stepped out, which again, no throttle. 1% throttle, somewhere between 1 and 2% throttle, will hold the most beautiful, smokiest slide you've ever seen in your life. You will not be going fast. You'll be going 12. But if you shoot it at 120 frames per second, you are Chris Harris. At 3% throttle, you instantly spin.
Whoa!
It is so comically sensitive.
What setting was the throttle in?
It's all in Sport Plus.
Okay.
So you could probably, I don't know if.
I wonder if you could run.
I don't think there's certain settings you can't run together, and I don't remember if you can do comfort or throttle or whatever, comfort powertrain with rear drive. I don't know if it'll work. Oh boy!
My turn to do it.
Who's got a? You got a towel? There we go. And so I'm not sure if you can, but I do remember this being a funny thing. Now, having said that, I'm just pointing out an observation. I'm not saying this is a terminal problem. Once I learned that at Performance Car of the Year last year, I was able to do it very easily this time. So once you learn that, it's not hard to hold 1% throttle and do a big slide.
You just touch the pedal,
You're just touching the pedal. You're barely touching it. And you will hold a balanced slide in that car pretty no problem. And so, like, that's pretty cool. But after even a couple of laps of that, the weight of the car will overheat the front tires, and it will stop being as good at it.
Sure.
So
it's fucking 5,000 pounds, right?
It's so heavy.
It's very heavy.
So it's good at this party trick that nobody who owns one of these will ever fucking do.
Well, what about, driving around, road tripping in it? Like, here the roads are terrible. We know that. They're some of the worst in the country. We had problems with the ride.
Yeah.
How are they around Oregon?
I mean, it's there. If you've never been anywhere near a Porsche that has active ride, it's fine. It doesn't ride great. It rides okay. You actually kind of want it to be in sport, because in comfort it just takes all the damper out of it, and it's just a lot of movement. In sport, it controls the body a little better. But it's not, to be perfectly honest with you, it's not a particularly inspiring street car. It doesn't, I drove it around in mostly automatic, one-handed, and it's fast. You want to make a crazy pass on a two, it rips. It's absolutely fast, unquestionable. But unless I was sliding it, there wasn't anything about it that really made me think it was worth all that money. And it was over $150,000. Now, it holds a bunch of shit. I drove with 4 people, and I didn't have to move my seat all the way up. Like, that was nice. Like, it does a bunch of these things, like, objectively very well. But to me, outside of that extraordinary experience of just fucking sending it for a few laps, and doing a lot of tire smoke, and like that's always fun. That's fun. Pretty much, it's more fun in this than other cars because it's pointy, so you can get that rotation. It's not like some cars that don't want to do
you have
that.
To throw it in really hard and make it work for you.
You don't have to. It has so much weight to transfer that you don't have to throw it in that hard. You have to brake kind of hard, but you don't have to turn in that hard.
Yeah, you're just letting the mass do the job.
Yes.
Sure, especially with such a long lever.
Long wheelbase, tons of torque, easy as pie, as long as you know the 2% trick. And you don't try to do 10, because you will spin so instantly. I mean, it'll be hilarious. But it'll happen, and you'll be like, I don't even know what just happened.
But so when you were grip driving for speed, obviously you're rolling into the throttle much more aggressively than when you were sliding it.
Yeah.
Could you feel the electronic controls pulling power, moving torque around?
Yes.
Okay. Because it must be, if traction off, it just, excuse me, 1% throttle lights it up really quick. Even when you're in all-wheel drive, it seems like you would need 50% to do that. But
you can slide it in all-wheel drive right through the traction control if you try.
Wow.
If you're not trying, you will get a little bit of movement. If you are trying, it is possible to slide it with all-wheel drive on. It does a bunch of these different, it hits a bunch of these different on-paper metrics objectively well. But I'm not super inspired by it in any way, you know? It just doesn't like, I'm not like excited by it. So my opinion of it hasn't really changed by spending more time with it. Although, you know, if this sounds good to you, get on board with the M5 train. And it looks a lot better than the sedan.
Did you see the new all-road pictures?
An Audi all-road?
Yep.
There's a new Audi all-road?
Yep.
I feel like you're bringing this up for a reason.
No, I'm not. Like it's a giant wagon.
Does it look good?
It
Is
gets
it an
mixed.
A6 all-road?
Yeah, it's A6 all-road. It got a wide body. So I bring it up. People brought it up in the chat.
I don't hate it.
Join Patreon. But this is a wagon from a German manufacturer. We're talking about them, so that's why I'm bringing it up.
I don't hate it.
I think it looks good.
I think it looks
but from
good.
the front, I'm not sure if what I want is a wide stance wagon. Like I like the all-road. I like the principle of it, but I don't need it to be like fender flared.
Sure.
Even though it does look cool, but it's the fender flares. Who said
Is it the RS6 body?
Yeah, it's like the RS. It's like the RS flares. Which is like,
It's kind of interesting looking.
It's a lowered SQ5, sort of.
Sort of, and that front wide fender's a little Taycan-y.
Yeah, it's got the little vent there.
Yeah.
I like the way the back looks. I like the overall look of it better than RSQ5 or any of those.
It's not bad, actually. Yeah. I appreciate that I got to try the M5 again, but it didn't inspire me, unfortunately.
All right, so I'll return the one I got you as a gift.
Thanks very much.
I got it painted to match your Vespa, so
it probably would look better in that color.
Than better than the color you had, yeah.
I saw a guy on the highway the other day that had one that was in a pearlescent white on BBS's, and it actually did look a lot better. It looked okay.
I'm smiling because my wife's car is pearlescent white.
Yeah.
And it's very angular like the new M5 because it's a RAV4. So I guess it would look better. But I don't know if I'd want the two to look related somewhat.
No.
Look how wide this is.
It is very wide, yeah. But is it supposed to be like rally? Or is it supposed to be, what's it supposed to be?
It's an all-road, man. It can go on all roads. No, I know, but like, were they like it's wider so you can, you just Google why. You just Command F wider. Yeah, I want to see, I mean, they might have the answer here on roadandtrack.com. Excellent publication, usually full of good information. It's 4 inches wider than an 8.6.
Oh, it's coming in 2027. Okay.
But why? We don't know. Probably because they have the parts and it looks cool.
Yeah, just rearrange the parts and you're fine. What could possibly go wrong? What else? Do I have anything else to say about this particular event? This person's purple GT3 was very cool. See that?
Purple is really sticking with me more. Like the more sports cars I see in purple, I go, ooh, I think I could go that way.
That was purple with Aurum wheels, with white gold wheels.
Oh, cool.
It was fucking hot. Yeah.
And then there was that purple E92 that was at Road America.
That was
purple
really
and gold
good.
Looks cool.
Yeah. There was some, behind, you can kind of see it behind. There was a shark blue 718 Spider that was particularly dope.
Nice.
With like a exclusive interior with that shark blue trim. It was very, very cool. That was a really fun event, dude. We had a little bit lower turnout than we expected, than we'd hoped, and I really think people missed out. I think that is one of the best ones we've done. It's a real super banger.
Well, next year it'll be full, hopefully.
I hope. It's not my responsibility to make it full. We do the best we can. But it would be a shame if people missed out on such a good one because it's a fucking super, super dope route. A bunch of people texted me that they got their Canyon watches. Mm-hmm. Very exciting to see those in people's hands and enjoying.
Yeah, Graham Smith, he posted his photos. Shout out, Graham.
Yes, he did.
I think he wore it to the Monaco F1.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Probably the only one there.
That's right.
Yeah.
And people are probably asking about it because he's the only one that was wearing it. You know how many Paddocks they probably saw there, and how many Rolexes?
Right.
Too many.
So many.
Yeah.
No, pink is hot right now. Other people, I saw another company just came out with a pink watch too. I have been driving the new Macan GTS electric, and Zach is driving the GV80 gas right now.
Genesis GV80.
And I guess I got to get that from you next week. But we're gonna hold those reviews till next week because I've only driven it for like 2 days so far.
Yeah,
it's been a couple of days of like heavy office work for me. I was gone for like 6 days, and man, did it fucking pile up! Absolutely piled up. So let's go to the people. A little earlier than expected, but frankly, I've told you about all the exciting things that happened in my world this week. So the people at patreon.com/the Smoking Tire Podcast, the greatest website in the world. You know what I just posted at Patreon? Yesterday, I posted the route for the drive that I just talked about.
Cool. We do get questions
about that.
Yep.
So I've decided that the patrons have earned the right to these drive routes, and so for obvious reasons, I don't want to post them beforehand. But afterwards, I will post the exact routes in the Patreon, so you can go drive them yourself or see what they're about. And I'll probably work backwards as well. I have routes from some of the previous year's events that I'll be sharing over there in the Patreon.
Nice.
So, also, we'll have a Patreon exclusive coming out soon. The new tactile turn pen collab. I've been carrying this one. This size and shape, I have been very much vibing with in brass. And so we are going to do one of those with them, and it'll be available as a Patreon exclusive soon.
Nice.
These are fucking
good action.
Really satisfying, these pens. They're great. So, of course, when you join the Patreon, you get to ask us questions for the live show, watch the live show, get the show the same day, get the show without ads, get extra show, which, speaking of which, Zach, we need to schedule a pro driver show for this month. For the month of June, and, of course, access to these types of delightful collabs before anybody else. That's assuming if anyone from the public is going to get them at all. Am I right?
Yeah.
You know what I really feel like I need, Zach, in order to do some questions right now? A little Mas Yamazaki. It's not Bourbon, it's the Yamazaks.
Oh, whiskey.
I will be right back. If there's a Zach question in there, just have at it.
Why am I singing a Christmas song? I mean, they could all be a Zach question if I lock the door. I'll use Command F again. Introducing Matt to new technology every day. No, there are no specific to Zach questions.
Before we start the questions, can I make a funny observation?
Yeah.
My Taycan key, which is the same as the 992 key, is bigger.
Does it smell funny? Because I washed it after I drove that car.
I store it in my butt, so it always smells funny.
All right.
It's bigger than my Spider key. My Spider key has the same key as the 991. The older, it's like the skinnier, narrower one. Mm-hmm. And then my Taycan has the flatter one. The Macan that I'm driving has an even bigger fob. Why is the fob getting bigger? It has the same number of buttons on it. You know, lock, unlock, front trunk, rear trunk. I don't understand this, but somebody at Porsche needs to recognize that they fucking up. There's no reason the fob needs to be bigger.
Well, hopefully someone at Porsche is listening or elsewhere. Like, I wonder if there are larger computer chips for some reason for better range, or if the battery's bigger. I hope there's an internal reason. Or is this the
security issue? Because that security issue,
RFID situation,
where they had to stop making the old Macans, and had to do with keys.
It's true.
The security of the keys.
Very well might. Yeah.
That would stink. This is a much bigger fob. I picked it up and I was like, what the fuck? It's like almost as big as the Genesis one.
That's a big fob.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Hopefully there's a reason, and it's not just about like stunting on people at the bar. You know, you just put it down and it's
Ferrari,
like,
no.
This is my new 911 fob. Yeah. It's the ST. It's the ST.
This is like one of those girls. This could be a phone case for some girls in my neighborhood, dude.
Looks like the old phone with like the football phone and stuff from back in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah. Can you Command Plus again?
I think we can only Command Plus one more time.
No, there we go. That's the number of Command Pluses that are okay. Let's see what we got. Spencer, hopefully not Pratt. Fuck that. How nice is it that fucking we don't have to hear from that shithead for a little while? What a fucking deep
I didn't know who he was until he ran again. And then I had to Google. So
Wouldn't it be better if you never heard of him?
We probably won't.
Life would be better if you never heard of him. I remembered him from the first time, unfortunately. So
from the reality show?
Yes.
Your brain.
And all the shit.
This is the con of your brain.
Dude, I remember him from the reality show and all the fucking shit he did afterwards to repeatedly demonstrate that he might be one of the 3 stupidest people that ever lived on this planet. He spent millions of dollars on crystals.
Really?
Yes, crystals. And then he thought the world was going to end in 2012 and gave away all his money and his stuff. Like, this is one of the dumbest people.
That should have been the ad campaign against him right there.
It's so I don't understand how it wasn't. Anybody who was
he stated he spent $500,000 on crystals in a single year.
Yeah.
He said this in a 2010 interview.
Dude, anybody who was there in fucking 2005 saw this shit happening in real time. It wasn't that long ago. This guy was the most dumb person you can imagine, openly and on television. Like, we all saw it. It's so fucking crazy. It wasn't even like Trump where they tried to make him smart. It was a reality show. Like, they made him look as stupid as he actually was. We all were there.
Yeah, the crystal thing should have been the... yeah.
People voted for that guy.
$10 million on wine. All right.
like top 3 stupidest people that ever lived. Like, crazy. Holy shit. So anyway, hi, Spencer. Hopefully you're smarter than Spencer Pratt. Or if you are Spencer Pratt, that would be very funny. Picked up a new car that came factory with run flats, and the internet loves to talk about how bad they are. Is that still the case? Should I be looking to swap to regular tires now, or at least when these get worn? I think run flats have come a ways, and I don't think all run flats are necessarily terrible. Back in the late 90s, they were bad.
They were harder, louder. Yeah. The grip usually wasn't as good. I mean, I think... I would just drive on the tires that came on until they're gone, which we'll get to. So we had a response about tire life, but like that'll last you a while. And as long as they're not really noisy or causing you some sort of pain inconvenience, like keep them.
It would take me a lot to throw away a good set of tires.
Yeah.
If tires got life in them, I'm probably going to drive them until they don't anymore before I spend money on tires. I'm not that financially loose. But
and look, I just popped my tire the other day. I had to take the wheel off and drive it to the shop to get it replaced because I don't have run flats, and I was worried about gambling and driving over there.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's your level of risk. I mean, if you think your car rides, drives, feels, goes, stops, turns fine, then you're cool. Then don't sweat it. And if you do get a puncture, you'll be able to drive it to safety, and that's cool. That's better than some alternatives. Go back 20 years and they were shit. But the internet has a very long memory, but the technology continues along.
Like old wives' tales that just continue and continue and continue.
Lamborghini Habibi says, fuck, marry, kill Philly cheesesteaks, New York pizza, and the New York style bacon, egg, and cheese.
Marry the pizza, fuck the bagel, kill the Philly steak.
I'm with you as well. I think both the pizza and the bacon, egg, and cheese are superior to the cheesesteak. Yeah. With respect to the cheesesteak. I
seek pizza out monthly.
Yeah.
I never even think about Philly steaks.
Yeah. You respect the Philly steak. A great one is a truly wonderful thing.
Sure.
But there's so few and far between. There's so few and far between that it's just...
And a bad one is fajita meat shoved into bad bread.
That's the real problem with a cheesesteak is it's often not worth risking trying a new one because a bad one is so bad.
It's like what I mean? It's like relationships. You're like, I don't want to go on any more dates.
Like a bad bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich is fairly edible. It's not that bad. Pizza's pretty bad, but usually edible.
Yeah.
But a bad Philly cheesesteak is like really
because
bad.
you're dealing with meat.
Yeah.
Like
wet meat.
And vegetables. And both can be too firm or too soft. Yeah, wet meat, weird bread.
It's a high-risk environment.
Yeah.
The Duffel Shuffle Retirement Club says, with over-the-updates becoming the norm, at what point will updates no longer be able to be downloaded on older cars because the memory storage is full? Alternatively, am I an idiot and don't know how over-the-updates work? It just occurs to me that I don't know how
That's
over-the-updates
a great question.
work. Yeah. I did have on Road and Track event. There was a guy who was not a Tesla guy, but he was a Rivian guy, hardcore Rivian guy. Knew better than to bring a Rivian on an event like this, but hardcore Rivian guy. And I don't mean to talk shit, but he was very. I'm not talking shit. He was a very nice guy. He was very passionate about his Rivian. And when he was asking about my Taycan, I said, he was saying, was it reliable? I said, yeah, it's only had to go to the dealership for a set of bushings, which, creaked a little bit and they fixed it, and a few software updates. And he sort of a little sneeringly was like, it doesn't get over the air updates. And I was like, no, it does. But it's like, that has to go for a firmware update sometimes over the hard port. I think at certain points, they will stop updating older cars.
They'll probably do that. I don't know if they'd ever fill it. Your favorite car company has addressed this, Tesla. They say that once they've updated the car and it's been a successful update, it will delete the old files. So it's shuffling off storage. I don't think they'd ever have such a large update that it would fill an entire hard drive for a car. But they'd probably just stop supporting it,
They probably do stop supporting it.
But maybe like 20, 30 years down the road. I don't know. We're also, how long have over-the-air OTA updates been around? So we haven't really hit this point where they are 30 years old.
Yeah.
And what are the car companies going to do? But as we've seen, they stopped making, hoses for cars. Like there's the back catalog. And so, some companies keep reproducing the shit, but some don't. And so maybe they'll stop supporting the car, updating it.
Yeah, I imagine you'll be able to download if you buy an older car and it didn't have the last update, the latest, whatever it is, whatever the latest is, whether the latest is from this year or from 5 years ago, the latest one, you'll probably be able to get that. But at a certain point, development of that software will stop.
Yeah, so I guess I hope the car will always remain functional. They may not continue optimizing the system, adding new features, but I hope it's not like an old PC where it's like, you need the new driver and you can't run it, so therefore this computer is useless.
Yeah. McDonald's Osborne says, oh, God. And listen, if you're listening, McDonald's Osborne, I'm going to read your question. We're going to answer your question, but I really want a detailed follow-up from you on this question. The question is, I'm a new transmission mechanic, and I've already learned that customers don't know what normal operation is. You then don't elaborate on that. Please tell me what these people are telling you. That's what I need to know from you.
Well, because the second part is, have we had experiences where customers or new journalists don't understand what is or isn't normal? So is this person saying people are bringing cars to them and going, this sounds weird? And he goes, no, that's what it does. Mm-hmm. Or are they bringing it in and the car is making terrible sounds and they say, what, that's a problem? And he goes, yeah, you didn't know that that's not normal?
Sure.
Could go either way.
Could go either way. You definitely have that issue with Porsche single mass flywheels in like the 911R and like the ST. Customers would call in and be like, the clutch is like broken. And it's like, no, it's like supposed to do that. It's like a chattery thing. It sounds like a Ducati. If you've ever heard of Ducati, it's like, it's race shit. And most clutches don't do it because it sounds like that.
You're hearing, it's like you're hearing the metal hitting the clutch material, whereas in a normal car, you don't.
Yeah. It sounds like kind of broken. Like it's another car that doesn't have this type of clutch. If it sounded like that, it would be broken.
Yeah. In most cars, if you hear friction, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So this is the one
So
exception.
I want to know, do they not know what normal operation is? Like when you ask that, so you interpreted it differently than me. Mm-hmm. You interpreted it as it's making a sound or fucking up and they don't notice, or it's not making a sound, you know what I mean? And they're inventing symptoms. So like a similar one would be like, I'll dive on the grenade, like me and figuring out that my 718 Spider is supposed to run at 221 degrees. Like instead of 190 or like where other cars run. And I don't know what normal operation is. And they're like, people like you are why we put dummy gauges in cars, because they just want it to be okay. They don't actually care to learn that their car operates at a higher temperature than some other cars.
Yeah.
So that's the one where I didn't understand what was normal.
I don't know. We need clarification on what this means.
But in general, single mass flywheels. I've had customers say some really dumb things to me, but I wouldn't necessarily say that they don't know what is or is not normal. And I don't want to throw any customers under the bus. Kevin King says, but please, whatever the fucking, I've just blanked now on the person who asked that question. Please follow up with what you mean by those customers who don't know what normal is. I sense there is a story there. Kevin King says, I got a bonus at work that will allow me a comfortable budget of $12,000 for a watch to celebrate. I have a Panerai Luminor and a couple of Seiko Turtle. I like dive watches. I use the timing bezel for activities. And I like a watch I don't have to take off. I reserved a Starbucks. That's the Rolex Submariner with the green bezel and the black dial. That's the nickname. It sucks that you have to call it that.
Okay, thank you.
There's generations. It's like 996, 997, 991.
Sure.
So the 3 generations of green bezel Rolex Submariners. I have the first one. The
Kermit.
old one is the Kermit.
Nice.
The second one has a green dial as well. Do you know what that one is called?
Starbucks.
That's the third one. That's today's. There's one in between.
Gumby.
Eric has it.
Gumby. Money.
I mean, you were not far. You were going in the right direction before.
The Hulk.
Yes.
Oh shit.
It is. Very good. It is Hulk.
Is it any bigger? It's just the Hulk green.
Is it bigger? No, it's green.
Okay.
Yeah, it's green.
Are the shades of green different across the generations?
Well, so mine has a black dial. And the green bezel is made of aluminum, the old style, which fades in the sun, and mine has that amazing fade. Eric has the Hulk, and his has a green dial and a green bezel, and the bezel is made of ceramic, like this watch or like the GMT I have, and that doesn't fade. And the new one has a black dial and the ceramic green bezel. Segura has that one.
Okay. I don't think Eric goes outside as much as you do.
Last time I saw... No, he doesn't. But if he did, it wouldn't fade. Mine has faded beautifully. So, there was a question here. I reserved a Starbucks, but I've not purchased it yet. Am I dumb for not going for the new GS or anything else? I've always wanted a Rolex sub. I mean, look, bro. The best way to get a Rolex dealer to sell you a steel watch... this is my time-honored strategy. You walk in there, here's the watch I want. I'm celebrating a specific milestone that's happening at some point in the near future. A month, 2 months, something like that. Not 6 months or a year, not next week. It's got to be like long enough for them to get one, because they'll get one of them. And then you say immediately, and I want to talk about having it engraved. Straight away, because now you're not a flipper. Now you're going to put that motherfucker on and wear it. Mm-hmm. So that's your move. Am I dumb for not getting the new GS or anything else? I've always wanted a Rolex sub. If you've always wanted a Rolex sub, you can afford it, and they will sell you the one you want. Just fucking get it. Just get it. Mm-hmm. I love the new GS. It's super, super sick. But I'm not going to... You end it. I've always wanted. That's what this shit's
about.
It'll
make you happy, yeah.
It'll make you happy.
I just found a comparison photo. I like the Kermit the best. It's got the green in the middle.
It's got the what?
It's green in the middle.
The green in the middle?
Well, unless this picture's wrong. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to show
about
you.
this bullshit, because that don't seem right. Where's the green?
This is green. That's
a Hulk. The Hulk is the middle.
Oh, I thought
Kermit is the left.
That's
the
blog
one.
wrote it wrong.
Oh, no, they did not.
Why.
Yes, correct. The title fucks it all up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one on the left is what I have, but mine, because of how much sun mine has been, my bezel is more like the color of the middle one. It's faded now, so they call that a ghost, which I'm incredibly proud of and will never, ever, ever fucking sell. That's the last one. Let's see what else we got. Sigs Inside. If the automobile was never invented, would y'all be reviewing covered wagons or horses? Horses. Probably horses.
Oh, that's so funny.
I liked horses when I was a kid, and if we didn't have cars, I would totally be on a horse, for sure.
Yeah, of course. You can't...
That's what you got.
Yeah, you ride a wagon with, like, oxen. How do you...
That's what you got.
You know what I was about to say? How do you review a stationary... wagon without oxen,
just like they do on TikTok.
Just like they do on TikTok with car reviews.
Exactly the same like they do on TikTok.
It's got a canvas top and a yoke in the front that can go over 2 oxen. Yeah. And the wheels are made of wood. Come around the back. It's got a square. You put your children back here, and if they die, you throw them out the back. Typhoid sucks. Oops, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm being paid for this review. Can't say anything bad.
Oh my god, that's fucking great. Johnny E.V. Gierberman says...
They say that the canvas will be aero-proof, but so far it hasn't proven true in testing. This is the Tesla ox cart.
R.I.P. Mom. Johnny E.V. Gierberman says, when we drove the Genesis G70, that's the sedan, Zach, we wished it came with a manual. Do you think the lack of a manual is keeping it from enthusiasts taking it seriously?
So I think I had this car 2 years ago. I drove to Santa Cruz and back. Great grand touring car, awesome, looks good, comfy, all that stuff. But I think what's keeping enthusiasts from taking it seriously is that Genesis has no racing history. Genesis has no sports car history, really. Like
Infiniti G35s, though. But what about Infiniti G35s? Enthusiasts dug those when those came out. Infiniti hadn't raced shit.
Oh, that's a good point. All right, good counterpoint. Reformulate.
It's the G70. It's I don't know if they need a really fast one. Like, I'm not sure if enthusiasts would have taken the Alfa Giulia seriously if there wasn't a Quadrifoglio.
Of course.
And that's where the G70 is. It's like a nice car. It has better than decent. It has very solid dynamics for what it is. But it's a row of sevens, and nothing about it stands out as being a 10 in any particular area.
I wonder if the G35 and 7 benefited from the R&D on the 350, 370Z.
Sure.
And it was like, well, I know it's heavier, but like it's close enough, and some parts did carry over. And of course, the drifting community. Without the drifting community, I think you'd have a lot less popularity on the G body stuff.
Journalists as well. I mean, at the time, you go back to like 05, 06. I mean, Car and Driver, Road and Track, it was G35 versus 3 Series versus A4. And the G35 was like winning those comparison tests like pretty regularly. I don't know if I've seen a comparison test that included the G70 and the 3 Series.
Oh, I'm sure they're out there. They have to be out there.
I'm sure there are, but like I just haven't seen one really recently. Yeah. The G70 is a nice car. It really is. For the price, it is a good car. I don't know how they hold up like long term.
Very good question.
How they hold up long term?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I don't know how they do.
Like the initial quality of Genesis is like dope. I just don't know what one looks like with 80,000 miles on it. I think a manual would help, but I don't think it would make as much difference as us nerds think it would. Midship runabout 2-seater. Best and worst automatic gear selector of all time. Modern vehicles with buttons to select are especially annoying in my book.
I agree. I don't like buttons.
I don't hate the buttons. I hate the buttons if I have to really reach for them. If the buttons are close at hand, I don't mind them. Right? They're not my favorite, but I don't hate them. I lament the loss of a place to rest my right hand. Like a shifter lever. I do like that.
The G80's kind of, and I know we're going to do like a review on it later, but it has a puck. But in front of the puck is a puck for volume control. And I'll tell you what, when I was parking today, I hit the wrong one, and I didn't hit a car or anything, but like I was like, all right, let's go to reverse, and I spun the volume knob, and it just
Does it do is it an orb that flips, or is that just the electric ones that have that?
It's just the electric one. Okay. Yeah. So
I think the Ferrari 360 F1 little dainty T handle.
The little dainty T handle.
I think it stinks.
I kind of like it.
I think that's.
I think the macro pictures did well for me. I would go with. I think it was back in like the 50s. There was like the slide. I'll have to look it up. It was like an HVAC control, but it was for transmissions. And like the old push button shit back in like the 60s with Pontiac. I mean, it felt like you were buying cigarettes at a machine.
Yes,
or
like
you're playing a jukebox or
Dude,
using a
cigarette
fucking
machine
vending
shifter
machine.
is legit.
Yeah.
All right, but best automatic shifter. So where do we draw the line at automatic is the question. Are we talking about any car without 3 pedals, or are we talking about slush box? Because
let's
here's
go
why.
slush box.
Slush box.
Yeah, let's. We won't include DCT.
So take me back to the 1980s. The Oldsmobile Toronado, double handle.
With the double handle.
The double handle
Yeah,
is pretty fucking hard.
It's true. You know what? That handle was right out of like cartoons where it's like activate the machine that might end the world, and it's like a chunk.
It's like the throttle on a plane.
Or like a cigarette boat.
Right. If it's 2 pedals, but that's the only requirement, Lenco lightning rods. Right? Lenco lightning rods are the coolest shifters that just exists.
Well, they look exactly like the way you operate a crane. It's like, left, up, down. That's exactly the same.
Yeah. You need to be in a union to operate.
That's right. Yeah, you need a gut and some Red Wing shoes. I'm going to go with column shifter.
Oh, yeah.
I like them out of the way. It's great.
Oh, you like a column shifter?
I like a column shifter. It's out of the way. Let the center tunnel be all the other controls. And once I touch that thing, I don't really need it again. So I go column shift.
Interesting. Burrito Lover says, I did 500 miles in a friend's Z4 M Roadster. I found it lovely to drive and did a 127 at Thunderhill West on 200 treadwear tires. That's actually very good.
That is.
That's a fucking strong time. Very nice. I didn't fit super well. I'm short and fat. I'm looking for something similar and more comfy. C5 Z06, S2000, older Cayman Boxsters, etc. I have a Chevy Bolt for a daily. Your suggestions are not great for a short and fat person, I have to say. They're not.
S2K, I agree.
Yeah.
You're
S2K,
limited.
no.
It fits one kind of size of person.
Cayman Boxster, maybe.
Yeah. I think C5 Z06 is pretty comfortable. I don't know how short this person is.
I think you...
But look,
can you afford
if you can't be
Supra?
short and fat and drive a Corvette, they wouldn't have sold as many Corvettes.
Truth. Wardrobe appropriately. C5 Z06, like, here's the thing. Yes, front engine, rear drive, dynamically, same wheelhouse. But one of these cars is put together well, and one of them is not. If you have the budget for like a C6 Grand Sport, you're getting a much nicer car. True. If you have a budget for a C7 Grand Sport, you're getting an infinitely nicer car.
I would rather have, if I'm not doing track stuff, maybe even if I am, a C7 Z51 package.
Sure.
Forget Grand Sport because that's going to be more expensive. Like, that is a much nicer car than the 5 or the 6, even the 2 of them put together.
We don't know your budget.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the C5 Z06 is what, 20, 30 grand at most. So let's assume the budget cap is 30.
I mean, let me ask you a question here. Hypothetical question. A Z4 M Roadster, similar and more comfy. Have you considered an E46 M3? Because that's what
that's what you're driving.
That's kind of what that is.
That's very true.
Right?
And they're good for short people because the seats are too high for normal or tall people.
Yeah.
So you'll fit great.
I hate to say it, but the E46 M3 might actually be your answer.
And if they're expensive, you could get the 330 Ci or a ZHP, more reliable and cost less.
Dude, you could get an E46 M3 convertible. That's what you want. He's talking roadsters here.
True.
He's talking roadsters.
That's true.
Do you know how much value there is if you prefer the convertible?
You get all the convertible in the world for no money.
You get the greatest E46 M3 on the market. If it's a convertible, it's like 35%, 40% off.
Yeah, very true.
Fuck yeah.
SMG or manual. Yeah, that's a good point.
Hell yeah, dude. I like BDSM, brakes, drivetrain, suspension manuals.
It's funny.
Respect it. Is there a point at which modding a car becomes automatically in poor taste? Example, spending above 50% of its MSRP. Yes, tuning out of class is a real thing. There is a certain point at which it doesn't necessarily make it trashy, but there is a certain point at which you should have just bought a better car.
I will say yes, but asterisk, if you love this thing and you have the money and you want to make it into some sort of Frankenmobile, like, you know, that's your canvas. Go nuts.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be asking this kind of question if that's how you felt.
It's true. This person's looking for approval.
Yeah. No, like, it's like...
Modifying it.
We've seen some of the craziest custom shit you've ever seen in your life, where a fucking $2,000 car is turned into something that's just completely incredible.
But what's interesting is if they're starting with an Amira, 100 grand, let's say, if you spend 50 on it, you're still, like, mid-engine cars are pretty rare these days.
Yeah.
Right? You know, Cayman, Boxer, those are gone. So the next step up is Ferrari, and that's $500,000, $400,000. So you're still not tuned out of class because the next class up is so expensive.
Like, so when Steve Dinan came on the show, come and listen to that back in the day. Not that far back in the day, but when Steve Dinan came on the show, and he talked about how much power and performance you can really add to any given car before you start to have diminishing returns and problems and things like that. And the number he settled on was like 20-25%, and that's if you have a pretty solid budget to work with. Right?
Yeah, well, then you start running into wear issues, reliability issues, sure.
Yeah. Bing Bong Nixon 5. Shout out to the Knicks. I don't give that much of a shit about basketball, but I did watch the last game, and it was fucking awesome. And I am proud of my. I mean, New York is really. They got Mamdani.
Yeah.
They're fucking on a roll.
Dude, the watch parties in the street that everybody's at look so cool and
New
so
York is
fun.
like, I'm here, and I have to hear from Spencer fucking Pratt every day, and they've got Mamdani and the fucking guy who's like, my bagel Jewish, like guy.
Yeah.
They have perfect vibes right now, and we have the dumbest people in the world getting really close to public office. It's incredibly problematic over here.
And to be fair, they only got to where they are now with Mamdani because they had Eric Adams, who was really fucking dumb.
That's a good point.
The interviews he has done are hilarious.
You do need an Adams to get a Mamdani.
Watch the interview Zaway did with him, that like comedian.
With Eric Adams or Mamdani?
Oh my God. With Eric Adams.
Eric Adams?
It's wild.
He's the most easily flustered person in the history of
But the whole time
politics.
he's trying to like flirt with her, so he just paints himself into corner after corner.
God.
It's great.
That guy.
It's good.
That guy was fucking something. Wasn't he didn't he have to register as being a foreign agent from Turkey or some crazy shit like that? He was getting flights
and then he got
Turkish,
pardoned.
Turkish Airlines. Jesus Christ, dude. Anyway. Nixon 5.
Turkish Airlines,
right? Nixon 5. What's an R&T road trip you want to do with the lack of accommodations and dining makes it a no-go? I don't know about dining. We can always find somewhere to eat. Hotels are really a thing. The big one I want to do, but we have not been able to come anywhere close to making it work, is West Virginia. Best roads ever, ain't nowhere to stay. That's tough too, because we got Summit Point. We have a track. There's a totally solid track in West Virginia.
West Virginia's population is only 1.7 million people.
Yeah, there's not a lot there.
It's small, so there's just not a lot there.
There's just not a lot there. So that one is the number one that I want to do, but that specific problem comes up where there's nowhere to really stay. The other one is the problem isn't that there's nowhere to stay. The problem is that it's so far in the middle of nowhere, I don't think we can get people to go there. Is Big Bend National Park in Texas. That's the Terlingua trip, which is, I think, the Presidio Highway is one of the best driving roads in America. And like that fucking whole area is bananas, but it's... You got to like go to Houston and then drive like 4 hours so far in the middle of nowhere. Like, I don't think anybody would go. I guess we were kind of pushing it with the Pacific Northwest. I guess people don't want to go there.
I think it's a smaller market, sports car-wise, too.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. So,
and to get up there, if you live in San Francisco or here, like, to get there, for the trip is a huge thing.
The math is like a little depressing on it, but just like it seems sort of obvious when you think about it, the events that we have that are more central, so it's like the clumping of Tennessee to Colorado, it's like you could get there.
You pull from all corners.
You can pull from all corners.
And
easy.
Here, the ocean is your wall, and you can't pull from Canada.
Sure, yeah, and if you've got East Coast folks, it can be very expensive. Particularly, we did a lot of quotes for shipping. It was like $5,000 to ship a car to Seattle from Florida, like one way.
Wow.
It was crazy expensive. Diesel is so expensive, and so people were like, "Look, to do this trip and then also ship a car." It's like, I get it. It's not the end of the world. I think they missed out, but whatever. But it's really that I could drive to there from a lot of places, and I can do this trip without having to ship my car 2 ways, and that opens the door to a lot of people. Yeah. Carbs Legal Bakery says, will some of the same people who bought a Cybertruck buy the Ferrari Luce?
Yeah.
Some. For sure.
A little crossover.
Yeah, for some.
You'll probably see, I bet we'll have a lot of influencers buying them the way they did with the Cybertruck, buying them quickly to do content, and then hoping they can get out of it without, losing their shirt.
Hannah Montana LLC. It's pretty good. Yeah.
That's good. I can't believe it took people that long to get that. That's a great one.
You guys have often said that the driving experience of an air-cooled 911 doesn't match the price tag, but at the same time, I have expressed interest in getting another one. What price would you assign to the driving experience, assuming you're someone who can appreciate a slower and less capable vintage sports car? When you're talking about an air-cooled 911 or some other subset of sports cars, it's not about spending the dollar value on the driving experience, because it's money in, money out. If you buy the right car, that's potentially like a pretty flat investment. And so you could buy the right car, and yes, it costs you money to service it. Yes, it costs you money to run it. But money in, money out, you can park that money rather than spending it. So if the buy-in price doesn't bother you, which I realize is for many people a ridiculous thing to hear for a potentially 6-figure car, but if you happen to be worth millions and spending $100,000 on a car that last year was $70,000, but next year is maybe $105,000, well, you're not really spending it, are you? And so although it's for someone who can't afford 911s, yes, the experience of driving one is not worth that $150,000. But if you could have a 911 for 5 years, spend $10,000 in maintaining it, somehow make $5,000 when you sell it, so your net is $5,000 out of pocket, is it worth $5,000 over a period of several years to drive an air-cooled 911? Yes, it absolutely is. So if you are capable of doing that math based on a financial basis of stability, then it's awesome. So I'm that guy. I could buy a car if I wanted to buy a car, and it wouldn't affect my day-to-day life. It would be expensive, and I'd have to think about things a little bit, but I could do it. So for me, saying I'd like to get another one someday, it's like I sort of keep the car budget floating around. The money, I sold the NSX. That was a bunch of money, but almost all of that's going into the Countach getting rebuilt. So it just sort of like swirls around. Eventually, we'll sell something, and maybe I'll find an air-cooled 911 I want. After having a super modded one, I think I drove a customer's like stock one. I was like, oh, these are really nice when they're stock. I maybe would like to have just like a stock one.
And that saves you a lot of money. I was going to say, it's hard to just say like the driving experience of an air-cooled 911, because I don't know, I've driven one that was like a $60,000 car, and then I've driven one that was a $300,000 version, and they were very different experiences. I mean, you could see the overlap, but like the power and performance of the expensive one was ridiculous.
It is.
So it's like, which of those do you want to have?
I already had one that was extreme in its own way. The next one I'd like to have eventually is one that would be very easy to just use as a car. Like every day or on a weekend or go to the whatever. I'd like it to just be good at that. Nishant says, no, I have absolutely no idea. Sorry, Nishant. Couldn't tell you. She likes a choke to get started. Last show you said the ZR1 is the way to go versus ZR1X. Can you elaborate? I thought I elaborated on the show, but one more time. The General Motors front axle is a single motor axle. It's not a particularly advanced axle. It doesn't offer super advanced torque vectoring. It's mainly there to offer traction going forward off the launch or in bad weather. It's not meant to create this sort of magical handling the way that a tri-motor setup would be, where each front wheel has its own motor and it can do infinite brake vectoring and torque vectoring and all the crazy magic shit. So in addition to that, it adds weight to the steering versus the rear-wheel drive car. The rear-wheel drive car is already so fast that in any sort of practical sense, there's no point to having any more power, but it's at the detriment of the steering feel. So that's what I mean, where you should just skip the X and get the rear-wheel drive car, because in 95% of ways you will not notice. This is the fastest car you can imagine. The regular ZR1 is psychotically fast, and the steering will feel better because it won't have all this extra weight on it from a front axle that you don't really use and doesn't really add to the day-to-day driving experience, or even the track driving experience 95% of the time. Holy words. This is the tire. Oh, okay. Okay, the tire thing. So we've talked about the tire thing, the California tire efficiency ruling. We originally talked about the ridiculous scare tactics, hype around it, and they're going to ban these tires and blah, blah, blah. We then actually read the document, which is not that hard to read, and it seems like they are willing to carve out a variety of specific exceptions for things like motorcycle tires, off-road tires, winter tires, and other specialty tires. And my note and suggestion would be to include DOT legal, street legal track day tires as well. And other people have obviously had the same fucking thought. So, assuming that glorified G580 with EQ technology is who they say they are a longtime patron, first-time commenter. Shout out to you. It has a comment on the tire efficiency ruling. Works with a national tire retailer with many locations in California and has consulted directly with the state on the ruling. Again, I'm going to have to take this person at their word. Anyone could write anything here, but let's try to take them at their word and assume they are not a shitbag liar like Spencer Pratt. We are actively working with the state at their request on crafting a specific exemption for DOT track day tires. Your listeners should know that the spirit behind the ruling is to ensure tire manufacturers do what we know they can, which is build tires for the general public that are more efficient and perform as good or better than today's tires. California has no interest in banning tires for enthusiasts. In fact, the spirit of the ruling is the opposite. With almost 30 million drivers in California, a slight increase in fuel efficiency can have a massive overall impact. The ruling does not address tire wear particles and is specifically structured around rolling resistance. I think that's a good thought. I think that regulation drives performance as much as it drives efficiency. It's how we got the turbo technology we have now. It's why cars have 1,000 horsepower now. And I think tire manufacturers are absolutely capable of focusing their efforts on creating more efficient tires. I also think that there should be an exemption for street legal track day tires, such as the R compound tires that many of us buy for our weekend and special cars. And so I'm glad to hear that the someone in the industry who listens to this show, at least claims to be on our team there. So, I as soon as I read the thing, I went, somebody in a position of power will find a way to make track day tires,
of course,
legit.
The market's too big. And on the tire note, we also on that show I think spoke about tire life, and I got an email from someone who works at a large dealership, and they basically said that most owners expect to get 50 to 70,000 miles on tires.
Really?
This is assuming all seasons.
Wow.
They did say it varies if people, if you live on like a flat part of the country or it commute's very flat and straight. If you have twisties or you brake a lot, it obviously goes up. And then some guy on Reddit was like, I found the hack to get 200,000 miles out of my tires. He was using commercial truck tires on his F350, like commercial.
Oh, I saw that post. Yeah,
like
they're buying
18-wheeler tire. Yeah,
and he's like, "Yeah, I'm getting like 200K."
But people were saying like,
dude,
these
imagine
don't
how
have
that car rides.
No. Yes, it's very hard. They were also saying you have no braking because you don't have enough weight on the tire to press it into the ground. Like this is a tire meant for.
It's meant for like
a portion of 80,000 pounds. So if you have 10 or 20,000 pounds on it, the tire is like ice. So a lot of comments are like, "Do not do this." Yeah,
please don't do that. But yeah, no, I mean, I genuinely appreciate everyone's concern. But my first concern was chill on the hype of California, they're banning tires, like chill on that a little bit. And a lot of people got a lot of like TikTok clout by fucking scaring everybody.
Yeah.
So don't do that. Kyle951, what do you think about the inflated prices of 360 and 430 challenges? I think you're using the wrong term. I think you mean 360 challenge Stradales and 430 Scuderias. I don't think we're talking about the actual race cars, which is what a 360 challenge and a 430 challenge is. So street cars. Even F1 gearbox cars are seeing 500K values. Point of parliamentary procedure, Kyle951. All 360 challenge Stradales and all 430 Scuderias are F1. There are no manuals.
There's no manuals.
So, these cars are seeing 500K values. I understand rare, and they don't make them like they used to, but have people realized what they bought, etc. Okay. Here's a couple things that are happening. One is Ferrari is not selling desirable product new right now. The hybrid stuff isn't really going over that well with their base. The Luce is not helping. They're not selling these sort of analog cars that a lot of folks are seeking at the very high end right now. They're really all in on the techie shit. And I'm going in a week and a half to drive the 849 Spider, so we'll see how they've evolved that platform. But also, there are a lot of people that are about Zach and I's age, in their 40s, whose parents are dying. And they are inheriting 7 to 8 to 9 figures. Blue chip collector cars are now considered among many high-end financial planners to be safe assets. And if someone is dying and leaving their child, let's just make up a number, $50 million, which is a crazy number, but like it's happening.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Also, the fucking stupid-ass SpaceX IPO and any number
well,
of
I mean, I would say the market in general.
The market in general,
yeah.
But also there are a lot of people, and my financial planners have told me about this, where people are inheriting money and they're going, look, if I'm gonna invest, I'm inheriting $50 million. I'm gonna put $5 million in cars today.
Mm-hmm.
John Tamarian.
Yep.
John Tamarian will get a call from somebody that just got a huge inheritance. And they're going, I've got 10, 20 million to spend right now.
Yeah.
Which is a crazy thing to be thinking about, but it is happening. And so a lot of these analog cars, even the F1s, because a lot of younger people don't necessarily want to drive stick as well. But these are blue chip cars, they're collectible. And if these folks have inherited money and they're willing, they want the color they want the miles they want the blue chip, they all kind of want it around the same time, they're willing to spend, if you're looking to invest a long-term car portfolio of $5 or $10 million, paying $100 over for the car you want isn't actually that unreasonable.
Yeah, and they made 1,200 Ferrari 360 CSs, so there's not that many of them. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like anything else. You got more people that have way more money. The nostalgia play of people from the 80s and 90s, they have the money now, and they didn't make a ton of these. And like the people that bought all the GT3s in the world who also like Ferraris go, oh, I can get one of these.
Yeah, and it went from cars. I buy cars that I read about in the magazines and had the posters. Now it's cars you were playing in Gran Turismo, cars you saw the Stig ripping on Top Gear. Sure. It's stuff like that. And so and also the inflation has warped this as well.
For sure.
A car that was $500K, all other things being equal, 5 or 6 years ago was $380.
Right. And 10 years before that was 2-something. So it's we need to adjust all expectations for today's inflation
reality.
Is like 4.8% right now, which is a new record. It's great.
Cool.
It's good.
So Biden's the president, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Cool. Uli Kunkel's Autobahn. I'm going on a PCH road trip doing 4,700 miles. What is your preferred radar detector and setting? Do you also use Waze or another app for redundancy? Yes, I do. I use the Valentine 2 set to advanced logic mode with X-band disabled, and I use Waze for redundancy, and that is a pretty good way to go about your life, to be honest with you. I even, during the road and track events, we use the Rallista app, which is the it's an app where you can make custom routes, like with more waypoints than you can do in Google Maps. Like if you wanted to make a route for a group of people, like Rallista is a pretty good app for that. And so, but it doesn't do CarPlay. So what I do is I have my car phone mount on my windshield, and I have the Rallista app on my phone. I then do the destination to the next major waypoint through Waze on CarPlay. So I have not only the cops and whatever, but I have a real-time backup route if the roads are closed or whatever. So I'm running 2 GPSs at the same time from the same phone. That's the move. But that's for groups.
Here's the question.
What happened? Christian says the Buzz Lightyear GT3 RS has Lightyear tires. Is this the only time original tires actually add value? Is it a Goodyear thing, but it says Lightyear? That's pretty cool. If it does, that's sweet.
Wow.
I just saw somebody with a GT3 RS that came with Goodyears on it, and he said he really liked them. I didn't know that GT3 RSs came with a Goodyear tire option.
Here is the Buzz Lightyear 993.
Dude, I kind of like it. I kind of like this color scheme. I mean, it's like wonky and cartoony, but it's kind of fun.
I think where they placed the green is pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's just not my color scheme. Mm-hmm. White interior, excellent.
White buckets, huh?
There's a Woody 911.
That's really funny. What is that?
Oh, that interior is cool.
Oh, that interior's dope, dude. Is that a cow print floor mat?
Cow print floor mat.
Get the fuck out of here. Dude, I like this one.
The Woody
Jerry's
one's better.
What
That's
the fuck
not
is
good.
that?
Which...
I don't know what that one is.
Oh, this is all for the Toy Story 5 premiere.
That target is very strange looking. It says yeehaw, but I do like these cow print floor mats, man.
There you go.
Wow. There's a lot happening in this photo.
This intake, that's too much. Yeah. I'm not that into it.
Yeah. I think that's the runway by Donnie's. I think that's the runway.
Oh, really?
Donnie's. Yeah, I think so.
Actually, it does look like that.
Bobby Red says, for my 60th, my wife's organizing a weekend rally with my friends in August. We're renting a big house, near the Suncadia Resort in, can you pronounce that?
Clealum?
Clealum?
I don't know.
We passed this. We passed Clealum on our route, and I was like, on the radio, anybody know how to fucking say that?
What's a Clealum?
It's a Clealum.
Yeah.
Can you recommend any can't miss roads? Yeah, I just told you. Stevens Canyon Road. Go up to Mount Rainier. Beating my M3 AT says I have a daily E92 M3 I've put 100K miles on it in 9 years. I've modified it. I recently bought a truck to daily, and I've been contemplating getting something new. Is there a car under 70 or 80K that would offer a similar or better than my M3 experience, a similar or better experience than my M3, stock or modified? 997 C2S, C6 Z06, R8 V8 manual. Dude, 70, 80? I mean,
that's a good list. I think the tough thing is what is better. Like, how modified is this person's car? If it's a track-oriented car, any of these ones you get into other than the C6 will probably feel lazy. But on the same token, you could hop into something like the 997, engines in a different place, different type of experience. Like, that could be a total departure because all the other cars are V8s, and you have one of those already. So that might be kind of fun. Get the
70, 80K might get you a 991 also, Carrera S, which would be very nice. You could also get a C7 Grand Sport. You could also get a Cayman GT4. Ooh,
or GTS.
Cayman GT4 might be your move.
That might be, yeah.
Cayman GT4, good condition, stock miles, stock comfort seats could be your move.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very nice. You don't have you don't have a daily. You get a 981. You do have a daily. You get a 981 Spider. Also, that would be the shit. R8 V8 manual could be fun. Not so exciting.
Not that exciting.
Not as exciting as it looks, but fun.
Yeah.
You could also get a Viper.
Exciting.
Exciting.
If you have to be the perfect height to be able to see out of it, but very exciting. Be careful.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about that.
Okay.
Wheat City Night Court says, my story about the Snoop show last week made me wince. You call yourself an urbanist and you cringed at attending an event with no parking. You recoiled at taking a bus with citizens. Bro, not a good look. I don't think that's the right takeaway from that. I didn't cringe at attending an event with no parking, and I didn't recoil at taking a bus with citizens. What I was talking about was that this temporary venue was built in a very inaccessible area. Like, it's not like the venue is like in the middle of a walkable neighborhood. The venue is like out at the end of a fucking industrial pier, and there's nothing near it at all. Like, you have to be, I'm not talking about taking the bus. I'm talking about a disorganized system of charter buses that had a fucking zigzag thing, like to go through it that was like 20 or 30 zigzag. I mean, people were talking about taking hours to get out of this venue. I'm extremely pro walkable neighborhoods. I'm extremely pro having certain parts of cities have restricted vehicle traffic in favor of pedestrians. I am absolutely in favor of all that shit, of a human-first infrastructure. But I don't think that is, quote, not a good look to say that a 15,000-seat amphitheater temporarily built in an area that's very inaccessible is bad.
The system, there's one way in, one way out, right?
Yeah,
so then
it's a huge
not like
bottleneck.
If there was a stadium where you could take a train in, a subway, a bus, cab, like multiple methods from multiple directions, that helps people's ingress, egress.
I'm not talking about parking in Madison Square Garden.
Right.
If I went to Madison Square Garden and fucking bitched about the parking, I would be such a shitbag. If I wanted to go to a stadium like in any city, even if I was going to SoFi, like I won't park it. I'm not taking a fucking car to SoFi. I'm taking my Vespa or an Uber, or train isn't an option for me, and bus wouldn't be helpful. But I'm not parking there. But like, or MSG. But like, this is a temporary venue built like
effectively on an island,
far,
and there's one bridge to it, so you can't walk to it from a different spot.
Yeah. It's not like me complaining about Madison Square Garden. It's about like me complaining about Randall's Island, which is Randall's Island is an island in the East River of Manhattan, between Manhattan and the other boroughs, Brooklyn probably, if my geography is correct, but maybe Queens. It's in the middle, and they would have the Vans Warped Tour. There's a stadium there. Would have a lot of concerts there, and like, there's like the exit is like off the bridge. Like if there wasn't parking on this particular venue, it wouldn't make me like a bad urbanist for complaining about it. That's the only way to get there.
It was actually the problem is that the buses have a monopoly on this particular area, on this particular venue. So really, we're speaking against the lack of choice for the citizen. You should have more than one. You should have boats, canoes, helicopter.
Well, there were boats.
Really?
And there's a water taxi that goes to the venue.
Oh, cool.
I read on the thing later that it was 2 hours to get one to leave.
And it's like a 3-minute ride.
Yeah. There was Hannah was very curious about the logistics of this. We left halfway through the second set because we were like, this is going to become a fucking problem. We got our Uber. It picked us up in the Uber area, and it was fine. It was totally fine. No problem. We were reading later, posts on Nextdoor from people who went and said, yeah, the show ended at 11 and I got home at 1 a.m. because of the bottleneck of getting out of the venue and the fucking buses. I do not think that has anything. I think that's an unfair call out based on an inaccurate representation of my complaints.
Yeah, I mean, they'll have to learn. Remember when Nino went to, was it ECS?
EDC. Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's like, it took 4 hours to get home because there was one line for buses and taxis, and it was in the middle, and you couldn't walk back to the strip.
Yeah.
So everyone just stood on the side of the road. They figured that out. So like with this, they need to figure out how to get people in and out more quickly.
Sure. And like, if the venue wasn't down on that like peninsula by the Queen Mary and it was instead in Long Beach over by where the racetrack is, I'd have just fucking walked. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, this. It's like, yeah, you put all the parking in a normal place and then you put the venue 2 miles from it. Like, that's not an urbanist problem. That's like a logistical fucking problem for that many people. Like, sorry, I believe in people first fucking urbanism. Sorry, I do. That's unfair. Now I become SEO death. Among the different mediums in which you give opinions, YouTube, podcast, or Road and Track, which has the biggest effect on people's buying decisions? YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube. So the comment from people is always, I bought this car from your review.
Yeah.
And then I get horribly anxious about the pressure. I'm like, I hope you like the car. If you don't like the car, that's no good luck.
That's way more frequent than, we heard you talk about it on the podcast. Because the video, you can see the car. That's how people get excited. See the picture.
The podcast is you keep me company on my commute. I do a lot of road trips. I feel like I'm hanging out in the room, and like we love all that shit. But when it comes to the question of which one leads to the buying funnel, it's the YouTube. Oh, historically, right?
Yeah,
historically. Yeah. That's our show. That's everything and anything.
It's all that we know.
That's everything I know about it, and I've been outed as a bad urbanist because the parking Snoop Dogg show isn't good. I hope they smooth that out, because the idea of going to an amphitheater with the Queen Mary in the background is like pretty cool. And I would go to more shows and get a room at the Queen Mary and just walk over there, because it's like a hotel.
They need like a gondola. No. They'll have to build a second way to get to the island.
Like a big ferry, because it's a water taxi. It's like a boat that holds like 30 people. It's normally not even full.
Such a short distance.
It's such a short distance. But it's like a 30-minute loop, and there's only 2 boats.
Just get the Army Corps of Engineers to show up with one of those boats that is a bridge, and it unfolds. Right. Just use that.
Maybe we can borrow Pete Davidson and what's his name, Colin Yost's Staten Island Ferry.
They have what?
Pete Davidson and Colin Yost from Saturday Night Live bought, because they're dumb, a decommissioned Staten Island ferry.
To do what?
Don't know.
Just to hang out on?
They were going to turn it into a restaurant. They were going to turn it into a hotel. They were going to turn it into a party venue. It's since just been, I don't know. They're probably doing something with it, but I don't know what. Wow. But they own it for sure.
All right. Good luck.
Right? I mean, they're pretty rich, so they should be able to figure it out. I mean, it is objectively
they bought
better.
It for $280,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some people that have been on TV for a while, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny, though.
I would make it my home. I would live on the dopest houseboat you've ever fucking seen in your life.
I wouldn't, because I bet it's like to get to it, to go down that dock through 2 chain link fences, punch in a code. What if you want to go get coffee? Like, this thing's not living right next to all your favorite stuff in the city. Now you have a Vespa,
point.
But in the winter,
Vespa though,
you've been to we've been to docks, even in like the trips we've done. Things are a little bit of a walk. Now imagine you're parked next to a police boat and 2 shipping containers, and you're like
commercial dock. You're not in like the baller yacht dock. You're at the shitty ass, But you could make that. I mean, so sick.
You could.
You could have the sickest fucking house,
floating mansion,
for only $9 million on top of it.
It'd be funny if you drove this to like fancy New York, Hamptons, Connecticut, and just park in front of the fancy houses, like an RV in a nice neighborhood, and you're like, I live here too now.
Shitter's full.
Exactly. It's Christmas vacation.
Well, that's when you and I raid the Pebble Beach Concours in fucking dinghies. That's right. What it's going to be. Yeah. I don't think it moves. It has to be towed. It does not have a powertrain.
Yeah. All right. You have a floating box. That's what you got. I hope they do something fun with it. I do.
Steel, though. It'll last a long time. I believe are we recording a show in between now and when I leave? We are, right?
I mean,
Do we have a show tomorrow? Do we have a show tomorrow? I'm not leaving tomorrow. I'm leaving Monday for a day. I don't know. Either we have another show, which is possible, or my next show will be from Nashville, Tennessee with Matt Quick, who is doing the powertrain swap in the fucking Benzito, and who is also the guy who is sort of the go-to for doing manual transmission swaps in Los Benzitos. And so we'll be talking to him about what it actually takes to turn an E55 powertrain into the power plant for a 1995 Mercedes convertible, as well as, what the story is on manual swapping AMGs. Because I think there's a lot of value in manual swapping AMG cars for driving, I think, for sure. That's the show. See you next time. Bye.